Welcome to the CrashOut.
Damn.
We live.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the CrashOut podcast, episode 171. Hey, man, got some fire topics to go over today. You know, somebody might have made a little return to Speedstorm for the time being.
Who that?
You know, we about to see who that is. And we already know GameStop doing GameStop things. A lot of things going on in the gaming world as always. GameStop trying to pull one under the rug. Well, don't know exactly how they're gonna, do what they're trying to do, but we'll see, man. Crazier things have happened, but you already know my name, Nano_Blast. You call me Nano, and shit, man.
Nano.
Gonna be a lit episode, man. Mr. Khaled, man, what's good?
I don't know who Caleb is, but hey, it's Caleb Black Flash. I'm the fastest man within a 5-block radius. What is going on, man? Good to be back. Definitely gonna talk about, some interesting that happened within the last 7 days. But yeah, good to be here. Sam, go ahead and let people know who you are.
Well, you already know. The resident Afro Samurai. Sorry I didn't stream today. I just didn't have the time at the end of the day. But, we're here on the podcast. If you want to see me stream, I'll be streaming tomorrow. And you already know I'm Samurai Namikaze. Yes, that's my name. Sammy is just short for Samurai, okay? But yeah, man. Good to be back this week. Some topics to talk about. And Angel, top us off, man.
Whoa! Pause.
The Poppy of Speedstorm.
Yo, it's here with another video. God damn it. We're here again with another podcast. We got Cookie Queen in the building. We got Maisie in the building. How we doing, guys? We got a nice spicy podcast where apparently the Bank of America thinks that GTA needs to be $80. I don't know why the Bank of America, has anything to do about fucking video games, but we're gonna talk about it. GameStop trying to buy eBay for $55 billion. That's crazy. A lot of people are talking shit like, how the fuck GameStop got all this money? But apparently people don't know about stocks and investors and all that. So, we'll talk about that as well, and a bunch of other stuff. We got a big return in the Speedstorm competitive scene, and we'll talk about that as well, y'all. So without further ado, let's get this podcast ready to go and start off with the intro.
Let's go, chat.
Yeah. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, one wingers with the family. Black Flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Yeah. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
All right. We just now finished posting all our links too. Look at that. Perfect timing. All right.
Angel posting all his links? Damn.
That's crazy, Sam.
Yeah, man, I heard Andrew got a LinkedIn, man, or a link tree.
That's crazy.
Crazy, bro. That's actually.
I actually got a link tree, but damn.
I don't know, man. They say once you got a link tree, they don't know what else you got. If you catch my drift.
No, that's all my links. Link tree is safe.
Is it now? I don't know, man. We'll see. Damn, man. I think we actually got some
My content is free. That's all I gotta say.
some Speedstorm shit to talk about, right?
How we do? Okay, let's top it all off.
Yeah,
What
let's
is
go. Everybody
this?
getting topped off, man.
Yeah, I started it.
Damn,
How you going, Tracy? How we doing, Tracy?
It's a Namikaze, man.
What happened?
Angel said you started the topped off stuff. Is that facts?
I don't know what he's talking about. Please.
Okay, all right. I mean, people can roll it back on a podcast, talk about
Too.
Angel top us all off, you know, like it's crazy.
Well, I never said it like that.
Oh, okay. So now you're just gonna get a deny it. All right. If you say so, Sammy. If you say so.
I don't know. Angel's looking
Because
like
you don't want to do it. Giselle can do it. Like, goddamn.
Oh man, that's crazy, bro.
it's looking like you might actually have to be the one to start us off with the Speedstorm
The Speedstorm
shenanigans,
stuff.
man.
Caleb went down. He's like, I can't let people know I'm playing.
All right, so week up.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we have Disney Speedstorm competitive Super Divisions season 2, and I think we're on our 3rd week. But we had a bunch of spicy matches. I think there was a lot of upsets, and with this one, this obviously shows that with some of these new teams that have been showing up and some of the old teams being split apart, it's making the matches definitely more spicy. And I think that's what people wanted, instead of just, the same team over and over winning. It definitely feels very even competitively across the board. So it was a great week of matches. But I guess, to start off, I did end up coming back to competitive divisions, and I came back to help Angel. I know me and Turds, but essentially they only had 3 people that could race against BRZ New Wave, and if they only had 3 against BRZ New Wave, chances are they're going to lose. So they really needed that sub in. So I figured, hey, I'll come through for them, man. So but in order to come through, I had to join. So I did officially end up joining this season, and I think it did end up paying off for the match because it came down to the wire, and I do feel like my efforts did make a difference. So that was good to see. So
Does this mean that Caleb Black Flash is back on the Speedstorm wave for good?
hey, I'm taking it day by day, man. So.
Yeah, we got him in one match. All right, we take it a day by day. But I will ask, coming back and experience the 6-star races, how did that feel?
It definitely felt high octane. I don't think there was like one race where I felt like it was like slower drag. It felt like, it's like intense, like, balls to the wall. So yeah, and the lightweights felt, pretty quick. So no, it was good. It was good. I do like the changes. I do feel like 6 stars definitely makes it more fun and more enjoyable.
And Caleb was another proponent into experience how good lightweights are now compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, I think before I got hit by Valix, man, I was cooking with his name, Hero and whatnot. And then with Meg too. Like obviously there was some, you're gonna get stunned here and there, but the lightweights felt competitive. I'll say that they felt like they was up there. It was good.
Like I said, like I told Nano off stream, if there's one good thing that we can say about this fucking season of Speedstorm is how they balanced everything and how lightweights actually feel like they can compete with everybody else. That's the only good thing about this season I can say.
Damn, that's the only good thing going on for the season right now.
Because the monetization is still the same from cars. They're still doing the same bullshit with that. But I can't say mechanically the game feels great knowing that I can choose a lightweight and still beat a mid and heavyweight racer on a top speed map if I play it right. You didn't have that option before.
Yeah, it actually sounds kind of bonkers if you ask me. That is pretty dope, man. That is pretty dope.
Yeah, I will say the competitive scene is definitely eating because of that, though. I will say that.
But to get into the match, we have the first match of Two Divisions Week 2. Now we're going on Week 3 this week, but for Week 2, I guess we'll start off with the soft resets versus the auto thought. That thing was always funny. Speaking of like Autobots and auto thoughts, apparently Optimus Prime voices that one Viltrumite from Invincible.
Thaddeus?
Thaddeus, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And then Megatron is Argo. But yeah, when it comes to the soft resets versus the auto thoughts, we had the soft resets winning. Yeah. So like Megatron and Optimus, fighting in Invincible. It's funny. But so yeah, apparently Optimus, won that battle. But soft resets winning their battle. No. Soft resets winning their battle 228 to 132. So we have for the soft resets, we had Monster Rose Zeus with 67, Elsa's husband 66, Foster Denyu with 53, a 3-headed monkey with 42. And then for the auto thoughts, we had Symbiote with 54, Gohan-san with 37, Guzi with 24, and Suburban Goblin with 17. So that was a match, definitely almost 100-point difference. So the soft resets definitely coming in hot for Week 2. All right, so next up we have. Whoa. Next up we have Project K Sierra versus BRZ New Wave. So this was the match I ended up participating in, and it was a banger. It was 181 to 179. So actually, and funny thing about this match, Project K Sierra was down. Actually, like by 10 points, we were trailing like the whole match, and then I joined, and it was getting closer, and it came down to the last race, real talk, and we ended up edging it out by 2 points. And even though I didn't get, I think I got like 6th place, but honestly that made a difference, because if I would have got 8th or 7th, that them 2 points probably would have went to the other side. So everything mattered on that one. So it was crazy. But let's get into it. MVP of the match was One Wing Angel, leading the charge with 61 points. It was crazy this match because Wolf was talking so much stuff. He was in Absence chat talking stuff. He was in Angel's chat. He was talking his stuff. He was trolling. Thinking that BRZ New Wave was going to get the win. But hey, we pulled through. So it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, we had One Wing Angel. MVP was 61. We had Absent with 59. Valix 43. He had Black Flash with 12 and Turrets with 6. And then for BRZ New Wave, we had Rayoni with 49, 604 Lucas with 48, DK with 47, and Bronco with 35. And shout out to Turrets as well, because me and Turrets, basically, we split it half and half to be that 4th sub in. But yeah, Angel, man, what are your thoughts on this match, man?
Your boy Angel came back on the Speedster class for this one. You had to show him, Poppy still can do his Speedster role. That shit was a lot of fun though. And mind you, normally Caleb is the one that's rocking the Speedster class. He actually was rocking the Trickster class. And he's coming back. No practice, damn near. This man literally just came in, get thrown into the wolves. And did his thing, like that shit was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it felt like it. I'm like, oh damn, the game has evolved. Everybody was on.
I only got one question for you, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Did you come in there with any requirements? Maybe you only got to play on Trickster.
No, I don't have any requirements for class. I'll play any class. It was more so.
You hear that?
That's good. Are you trying to start Sammy?
You hear that, man?
That's crazy. Look, I will say something about my team. I do love the fact that all of us can play universally any class. Like I played Trickster at the beginning, Speedster. I'm planning on doing other classes too. Absence the same way. Valix is the same way. Like we all, and Caleb too. Like we can literally interchange our class and still perform really good. And I think that's what I love about the team. We don't got to be stuck into one class. I know a lot of people like that.
Oh yeah, so I think hey, keep an eye on this team because I think this season gonna do big things. I'll say that. I feel like the team is in a great spot. Has talent. Yeah, it's gonna be a good season. It's gonna be a fun season for sure. So I'm looking forward to the future matches.
And if y'all want to see the full potential, we got a game Sunday, guys. We're having a rematch to Wolf's team. Wolf's team beat us by like 16 points in the first week. Now in this week, we'll see if that what changes, and then see if Wolf still wins or if we dethrone Wolf. That's all I gotta say.
Who does Wolf's team have on it again?
Is Wolf, Rugal, Goblin King. He has McNugget, Danilo, and did I say 6 people already though?
Has McNugget played already?
No. And we don't know if McNugget is playing because his time zones are so fucked. I don't think there's a good time for him to be able to do divisions. He is 12. No, is it 12 hours? It's like some ridiculous time to where like if it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon his time, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning our time.
I see.
The Australia time zone is crazy.
But speaking of Wolf, the next match we have for week 2, we're gonna cover was the Lateborn versus BRZ Paradoxo. So the BRZ Paradoxo is Wolf's team, and surprise, surprise, the Lateborn ended up beating BRZ Paradoxo 198 to 162. Showing that even though Rugal and Wolf were a big part of the final boss, you can't forget about the other 2 players on their team. With all 4, that was the final boss. But with them being split, it definitely makes things a little bit interesting. But honestly, I still think BRZ Paradox was the top team, a fire team. But the Lateborn, as we went over I think last week, the Lateborn is the strongest they've ever been. They have a lot of good players. They are a sleeper team. So and they basically showed their potential winning over BRZ Paradoxo. So we look at the score. We had Alphen with 60, Ferrari with 51, Maisie with 48, and Sandwalks with 39. Super strong four stack. And then we had Wolf with 45, Rugal with 45, Goblin King 44, and Danilo with 28. So it seems like Goblin, Rugal, and Wolf are all pretty even, carrying their weight. It just seems like Danilo struggled a little bit, but when it's that close, it just seems like Alphen, Ferrari, Maisie, Sandwash just they were on one this week. They were on one. So man, what do y'all think about this match?
I will say Lateborn is looking like they are the new final boss of the season. Like this squad is crazy. Maisie's been putting in work too. Sandwalks is amazing. Ferrari is one of the best players in the game. And then you got Alphen, that the MVP of that match, going crazy. Like, man, it's gonna be interesting going against Maisie's team this season going forward. It's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be sweaty as fuck though. And I mean, Wolf's team's good too. They got Goblin, they got Rugal, they got Wolf, they got the big 3 right there. They're gonna train Danilo. I don't know if McNugget plays. That would be a good strong 4th. I will say that, but like I said, timing might be his biggest enemy right now. So I mean, this was a great match though. I mean, very sweaty. I was proud of Maisie's team for actually doing the thing. Maisie comes in RBC. We practice a lot with Maisie. We practice with everybody, yo. If y'all ever need practice in divisions, I want to practice with people and have full lobbies, come to La Familia Discord. We're literally we practice every fucking day. Like damn near. We just be in the private VCs, and when one person say, "Hey, you want to practice the tracks?" and everybody was like, "Let's do it." We could get a full lobby in. Like, so if you guys want, data, you guys want to, learn the tracks or get better, get into the VC. I promise you, you will definitely get better playing with us. An absent's a good teacher. That's all. I gotta say that.
Yeah, absent always about his practice. Yeah, so shout out, hopefully we'll see how what's called BRZ bounces back in week 3, but it should be good to see. But yeah, we got the next match, Catastrophe versus BRZ Legacy, another BRZ team, but this BRZ team holding it down for Brazil, winning 181 to 179. Another
point a game.
Another super close 2-point game. Yeah. So we have for Catastrophe, we had the Stem Arc MVP of the match with 65 points, and then we have the Iceman with 47, Rafnu 37, and Tofi with 30. And then we have BRZ Legacy. We have BRZ Mr. Mime scoring 59 for his team, Tramal with 58, Advier with 38, and then Leon with 26. So yeah, actually it was a very kind of even match. That's why it was so close. But even though it was close, I think BRZ Legacy just pulled away. Trying to see what the difference was. I think it's Tramal. I think Tramal might have been the difference maker with him scoring 58. I think edged him out a little bit over.
A lot of other, the rest had pretty close scores. Yeah, Tramal definitely was a difference maker there with the biggest point gap.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to both teams. Like I said, this season definitely, there's a lot of talking and conversation about, season 2 of Super Divisions and the teams, and it definitely seems like this season it's every single match seems to be very competitive. So I like to see that. All right, but yeah, shout out to BRZ Legacy. Then next up we had Celestial Warriors versus the Apex Goats. And for this match, another close match, 10-point game. We had the Apex Goats winning 185 to 175. So for the Celestial Warriors, we had Hoodie with 51, Falcon with 46, Toxic with 45, and Cedric with 33. And then for the Apex Goats, we had Tyap with 70, Nalissi with 46, Dino with 44, and Sonic Anarchy with 25. Both super strong teams, actually. I'm looking at the roster. But Tyap, MVP. Tyap, he's been turning up. You can't sleep on Tyap. He's leveled up over the months and years of playing Speedstorm. He's won some solo tournaments. And I think, he's not as... he's a little bit more low-key than some other people, but his skill ain't, what I'm saying? He might not be as talkative as some other people, but, when it comes to the track, man, he gets it done, bro. So shout out to Tyap. Getting 70 points against high competition.
And that's a fact. That's a fact about Tyap, because Tyap has also joined the VC in practice and play with us. And if there's anybody that is really good at the game but really chill and laid back, it's definitely Tyap. You would not think this man is laid back for how sweaty he is, but that man is literally the chillest dude that I've ever met in Speedstorm so far. It's crazy.
yeah, there's a lot of unchill people in Speedstorm.
And I want to say like unchill, like toxic. Like I want to say like unchill, like toxic unchill, but like a lot of them are hype, a lot of them are loud. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Tyap is
a lot of egos. A lot of egos, and yeah, so. But yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for the Apex Ghosts and Celestial Warrior, because I feel like if you take any of these teams, you don't take them seriously, they can sneak a win off of you. Both teams are strong, but hey, when two strong teams go against each other, somebody's got to win. And this week, it was the Apex Goats.
You know what's funny about this match?
What?
Both teams gotta win over each other, because this is a rematch from last week. This is a rematch. Celestial Warriors won last week. Now Apex Goats won this week.
So so they locked in.
Yeah, so that's how evenly matched these both teams are. Is they both got to win on each other already.
All right, and last but not least, we have the DT Civil War. We had another close match. Every match this week was close, surprisingly. So DT Wildcats versus the Dream Team, and the DT Wildcats won 183 to 177. Ooh. So let's see the damage on the Dream Team. See which Dream Team did their thing. All right, so we have for the Dream Team Wildcats, I believe we had PR Caldo with 58. We had Snack Daddy with 52. Roman Jaw with 46 and J Dunk with 27. And then we for the Dream Team OG, we had Sony MVP of the match, 68 points. We had Deromi Rome with 48, Danny Boy with 39, DT Villain with 17, and Cookie Queen with 5. So, it just seems like both teams had some some playmakers, but I think more the difference maker, man. I guess it was a close match, so maybe on the fourth, maybe the fourth. Let me see, what's 17 plus 5?
No,
That's
they're
about
all pretty close, man. That
it is.
3, 4,
I think
22,
to be fair, yeah, it's pretty close all around the way. It just seems like
I mean, fourth would no. I think it's a
Was it
combination
Roman?
of 3 and 4. A combination of 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Because they only won by 6 points. So like, it's not like they won by a lot. So like, that last slot is probably the first point. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. I find it amusing how Cowgirl and Sony on different teams.
That's what well, the funny thing about this is Cowgirl didn't even know Sonny was gonna make a team. Because Sonny was originally supposed to be with us. It was supposed to be, me, Abby, Sonny, and Goblin, right? That was a team that we talked about. Then Sonny out of nowhere said, "You know what? I'm bringing back DT."
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And Kel was mad because he was already on the Wildcats.
Damn.
Hey, but shout out to both teams. Shout out to DT Wildcats for winning the Civil War. I don't know. I guess we'll say y'all the North this week. So shout out to y'all.
It was a setup thing.
But yeah, Sony held it down for his dream team. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna make a team, and he definitely held it down. Showing who's boss. But he won the battle, but DT Wildcats won the war. But yeah, shout out to both DT teams. But all right, but for this week, this upcoming weekend, we got Super Division Season 2, Week 3. And for the matches this week, we got BRZ Legacy versus the Auto Thoughts. We have BRZ New Wave versus the Soft Resets. We have the Celestial Warriors versus DT Wildcats. We got the Lateborn versus the Apex Goats. We got the Dream Team versus Cartostrophe. And then we got BRZ Paradoxo versus Project Quesera. So, a lot of good matches this week. A lot of good matches. It's, people gonna have to lock in, but
And this one's gonna be the main event too. By the way, I will tell you guys, this one's gonna definitely be the last match of the night because it's at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, damn, that's gonna be a long stream for me because fuck. New Wave and Soft Reset starts at 1 p.m. Fuck. And it's Mother's Day. But it's gonna be a lot of good matches. So far, like Caleb said, a lot of these matches are close. Wolfie coming for you, letting you know that right now. We gonna get that W. We gonna get that get back. We're gonna come right back. Back to where we were. Shit. At this point, we might bring a little tradition, and we might release a song. Who said that? Hey, yo, what?
Welcome to the Crash Out.
Ooh, you gonna make one? Make a theme song for the team, man?
Yo, you gotta be careful because if you make one and
I know
you say you're gonna make one and y'all lose,
man. Oh,
you gotta make one for y'all. If y'all lose,
yeah, we might not make one.
Hey, let's see what y'all do. But I kept it even. When we won out of gloat and we lost, I roast the team. So what I'm saying, let's see if y'all keep that same energy, man.
hey, Angel forgot you gotta be fair in this motherfucker, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, y'all wildin'.
But I guess what I call a quick fast round. We'll go over predictions. So BRZ Legacy Auto Thoughts. Who y'all got for that one?
I would say Auto Thoughts.
All right, go over the players for me.
We have Mr. Mime, Ketchum, Tramal, Leyan, Avier, and then the other team is Gohan San, Symbiote, Lionheart, Guzi, Suburban Goblin, Guspool.
I will go with the first team.
The BRZ? Okay, so you got BRZ Legacy.
Yes.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Is this BRZ's first time being in tournament, or
I feel like I think BRZ Legacy is BRZ Once Upon from last season. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's Once Upon. But
Hey,
just a
Wolf,
different
let us
name.
know in the chat. Let us know in the chat, Wolf.
Because I remember Mr. Mime and Ketchum, being a name for Once Upon when we covered last season. I could be wrong though. Maisie's saying second.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna slide with the BRZ.
Oh yeah,
BRZ is always pretty talented.
Yeah, Wolf says they are, but a little bit different. So kind of like everybody else, There's some switch up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got the next team. We got BRZ New Wave versus the Soft Resets. Who y'all got for this one? Honestly, can't sleep on BRZ New Wave. I believe very strong team.
Was it New Wave the team that Angel was on last time?
Yeah, this is. And he was on the team because they weren't you on the BRZ New Wave, because they were, I think, beating a bunch of teams. What's it called? I think 2 seasons ago, and then Angel ended up joining them. But I don't know. I think BRZ New Wave, they're coming off of a loss of a very close match. I think they're gonna be locked in this week. They're a very talented team. I think Monster Rose and Three Headed Monkey, their team is very strong too. But I think BRZ New Wave is, coming with a chip on their shoulder. So I'm gonna give them the edge.
Yeah,
I'm about to agree with that.
New
The
Wave
thing about BRZ teams is if they take a loss, they usually come back with a W.
Yeah.
Damn, so then that sucks because shit, Wolf's team also is coming from a loss.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy, you know what that means. You better lock in, man.
Crazy, Nano. Nano just wrote us in the fucking death note. Caleb, you seen that?
Nah, y'all don't have to be a statistic. Just lock in.
But to break that curse,
we can lock in. We can lock in.
Yeah, man.
All right, but we got the Celestial Warriors versus the DT Wildcats, and let's see. I'm gonna give the edge to the Celestial Warriors. I think you got Falcon, Toxic, Cedric, Hoodie, All Star. As good as DT Wildcats are. I just think Celestial Warriors are, has a lot of top players, man.
Yeah, I will say
go with them as well.
DT Wildcats are now able to use Romanja and Hazekino in the same like four-man team.
Yeah.
Now they're going against veterans.
Yeah, so don't sleep on the Wildcats because they didn't even have their strongest team together, and they beat DT, or they beat the Dream Team. So they definitely might catch some people off guard. So don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep, man.
It's gonna be hard though, because I know Hayes and Romanja, I know they didn't want to be racing on the same, or they didn't want to race together until they wanted to start going against stronger teams or something like that.
Which would be,
and I'm not gonna lie, this is a strong ass team, so
this is no
it's
longer
gonna
a
be
rookie team.
difficult. Yeah, but we do know the kind of work that both players could, do. Unfortunately, it's one of those teams where you don't need everybody to be on your A game. So
yeah, it's gonna be. I I'm excited to watch this one because I want to see how well Kalu and them do compared to like Toxic and Falcon. This is really going to test their team. You know what I'm saying? You got two Dom players in here, and then you also have Hoodie and Cedric, who are also great players.
Yep.
I think
And that he come back, he did pretty good. So
Yeah, he's been MVP. He's been like the last two games. So shit. It's like he never left.
it's like he didn't miss a step, man.
Right. It's just crazy.
Philip, how you feel about this, man?
We was gonna instigate.
I just want to know what he feeling like.
all right, but next up we got the late born versus the goats.
That says everything I need to know.
What happened?
Oh, I don't think he heard you, Sammy.
Continue.
No, I didn't hear.
It's all good.
Okay, I'll have to rewind. But we got the late born versus the Apex goats. This is actually going to be the MVP match. So if y'all, there's a lot of good matches, but this one is going to be tight. We got Maisie, Sun, Seymour, Alpha, Ferrari, Sandbox. With the late born going against Tyat, Dino, Nalissi, Tom 4K, Sonic Anarchy, and Silver Latian. So, this one, I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to win this one. I think it could go either way. What y'all think?
No, this one's gonna be a spicy one because you also got two Dom players in this one, in Tyap and Dino, and you also got Nell, who's a great racer. Silver. I haven't really seen Silver all like that in the competitive scene, but he is a good racer overall. Then Tom 4K, which is Tyap's brother. But they also got, Layborn got Maisie, you got Alphin, you got Ferrari, you got Sandwalk. So I think this is gonna be a tight race, to be honest.
I honestly, I'd say my prediction a tie. I'll give it because you got to pick a team, either win or loss. I'm gonna give it a tie. I think it go either way. So whatever team wants it more, to be honest, that's my prediction.
Whatever team wants it more, huh?
Yeah. So I feel like both teams are equally powered. I think their power levels are very similar. So I think either one of them could beat each other on any given day. So it just depends, man, how the cookie crumbles.
I agree.
So
Both talented teams. We just gonna have to see who gonna come out on top, man.
yeah, but next up we got the Dream Team versus Catastrophe. I think the Dream Team had a great match. It was a close, but and they have some talent. I think they're gonna, edge it out a little bit over Catastrophe. I think Catastrophe is a newer team, but I think with Sony and Villain and we have some some division OGs, and Sony's been on fire lately. So I think the Dream Team's gonna edge it out.
Okay.
And then last but not least, we have BRZ and Paradoxo versus Project K Sierra. And my prediction, I'm gonna give it to Project K Sierra. I think I think after doing what we did against the BRZ New Wave, which is a very strong BRZ team, with all the circumstances that they had, I think it showed some great potential. So I think if BRZ, if Project K Sierra has the strongest team in, and everybody performs the way they know how to, man, I think we got it, man. Angel, what you think? I know Wolf might disagree, but we can't sleep on them because they still got a strong team with Wolf, Rugal, Danilio, Diego, Goblin King, McNugget.
100%. 100%.
So,
we seen how how close the match was the first go around, and that was without Caleb. So we'll see what happens this time around. With Caleb, can they still beat us, or can we edge it out and get that W?
Yeah.
Wolf, we coming for you. Just so you know, we coming for you.
Wolf, how you feel about that, man?
Coming to reclaim my throne. You can sleep on us? It's crazy.
We'll say he don't even need practice. Damn.
Damn.
All right.
Hey, you can sleep on this. Sounded kind of personal, man.
It's not sleeping on y'all. I don't think we sleep on y'all. I think it's just confidence in the team. You know, to be honest, this is literally the stream snipers just with Valix. So, and I think the stream snipers, you know, when we had everybody with absent, One Wing Angel, Nano, and Caleb, we were, you know, taking on the best. So I think, you know, and Nano obviously isn't here this time around, but we got Valix, and Valix has been locked in, performing well. So
that is true, man.
A former final boss player too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like
a lot of the
just a mercenary, just going from team to team.
Yeah. Well, you know how good Valix is, man.
Yeah, and with, you know, some of the BRZ teams getting, you know, balanced patched, and the Dons getting balanced patched, you know, being spread around, I think the team that really, you know, still kind of has the core is, you know, this team, Project Quesera. So, you know,
I will say one thing about this season. I do like how every team is fairly balanced, from the rookies to the pros. Like, every team feels like, you know, they can win against the other team. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be Dino's team, whether it be Toxic's team, whether it be Wolf's team, you know, our team. Yeah, like everybody has like equal skills. Like, I feel like we could all, like, one wrong move from one teammate can you know, be the win or loss of that game. Truthfully,
That's true. That is true.
which makes it exciting to watch, because it's been so close so far. Like, every single race so far from the past 2 weeks have been pretty competitive and close. So it's been really enjoyable to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. A lot more mystery factor to the matches, if one would say.
but yeah, that wraps up Speedstorm divisions. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for the matches this week. You know, there's gonna be a lot of people streaming. We got the host, we got some of the players. So if you like Speedstorm, you like kart racing, you want to see it played at the highest level, 6 stars, the way it's never been raced before, make sure you check out these matches. Join the Discord so you can stay up to tune with the scheduling and all that. You know, join the site made by Doobie. You know, Speedstorm divisions. And yeah, get ready for this weekend. It's gonna be good. But yeah, I guess you know, anything else with Speedstorm? I know Andrew got his video. You know, we want to talk about that, or, you know, just, hey, check it out. You know, he's giving some of his criticism from his perspective. So if you want to check that out, you can.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I said in my video, a lot of it I already kind of covered here. More, you know, from my perspective, every single time we talk about Speedstorm. So, you know, I'm sure if you guys heard a lot of it, but I mean, there's also reasonings as to why, you know, I haven't really been around streaming as consistently as I used to be. You know, I kind of explain all that while also explaining, you know, the state of the game and game off, and it's just, there hasn't been no motivation other than divisions to play, pretty much, to sum it all up. But definitely watch it. They'll definitely watch it, because I definitely you know, poured all my feelings and everything into that one video, just to, you know, give you guys an update, because I definitely, you know, missed the community, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. Caleb jamming over there, bro. He's jamming.
Damn, Caleb, who you got over there?
Yo, Caleb, yo, is that Drake? Was that Drake
Caleb
that I heard?
Somebody over tonight.
Damn, Caleb got a female on the mind. It's crazy.
Okay.
Oh no! Don't mute them.
Caleb,
Like
stop it
that.
now,
Don't
too.
mute them like that. That's crazy.
Like, hold on. We'll be right back. We handle some business.
They look like they got
Y'all, I've been, y'all think I stopped my music journey. Nah, I've been cooking up some stuff, y'all. Yeah, but when it gets released, man, hey, y'all gonna like it. Y'all gonna like it. So, but yeah, shoot, what's our next topic, y'all? What's our next topic?
Our next topic, I guess it's one of the bigger topics, is that GameStop is actually trying to buy eBay for $55 or $56 billion. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I don't know.
So
Like, this shit crazy to me, bro. Go ahead, Caleb.
GameStop GameStop, I thought they were doing bad financially, so for them to be buying eBay, I'm like, eBay, did they really fall off here? And then now I think about it, eBay might have fallen off because now, where everybody used to go to eBay to buy things, now it's just Amazon. You know, if you want to get something online, you go to Amazon. They got, they can transport, whatever you ordered to you, Amazon trucks and all, delivery. So it's like eBay might have, lost some value. So,
I would even say it's just Amazon though. Like, Amazon got competitors now too, like Temu. They also have Alibaba, all these other sites.
Yep. So
Amazon as well.
Yep, and then you can buy stuff in different Facebook Market, like Facebook Buy, Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's eBay, everybody stole their whole flow. So it looks like maybe GameStop, trying to, obviously profit off of them, but then kind of save the company from going under. Because, a lot of companies you think going to last forever, they not. Kmart didn't last. Spirit Airlines just shut down a couple days ago. So, hey, eBay could have been on a chopping block. So this might be GameStop's way of utilizing this IP. But people are like, oh, does this mean I gotta use my GameStop points in order to buy stuff on eBay? But, I don't know. Me personally, I don't like GameStop as a company, so I don't know how this is gonna affect eBay. I don't know if this is gonna make it cheaper, more expensive. I don't know. What y'all think?
Bro.
Like, go ahead, Anna.
All right. So, from what I heard, this guy actually did an interview with like CNN or CBS or it was one of the news outlets, and they were like asking him like straightforward questions and stuff, and like, they were asking him like how he's gonna like how they plan on purchasing eBay, and he was saying stuff like, I guess with their the money that they have in stocks, so I guess that's enough, because I think not GameLoft.
Whoa,
but GameStop is worth.
GameStop definitely don't have the money for that.
Nah, I think GameStop is worth like 12 billion, and eBay is worth like 56 billion or something like that. So,
from what I could tell, because I have the article in front of me, I just saw it. Bless you.
Thank you.
They're worth 11 billion. GameStop.
Yeah, so I'm not saying they can't do it, but I guess I'll be interested to see how they do it. But let's go with the hypothetical that they do end up getting eBay, right? GameLoft. Why do I keep saying GameLoft, bro? I haven't been to GameStop in a while. I actually stopped buying from them, except for when I got my Switch too.
And then said the amount of money they give you back for trade-ins, they might as well be GameLoft.
Exactly, man. But GameStop hasn't felt like it's been successful in like damn near over a decade. So like,
it's been on the decline. If I remember correctly,
yeah, they've been closing shops for a while now.
during the pandemic, actually, they were about to go bankrupt. At the time, I was trading stocks. Like, I was very heavy into trading stocks. I used to have a morning routine and look at the market just before the market would open. And at one point, I was considering buying some shares out of GameStop. This was like November 2022 or 2021. Can't remember. And at the time, actually, they got a bailout, and the bailout was because at the time Microsoft was shutting down their retail stores, and they pumped money into GameStop to keep them alive, to kind of use them as a front to sell their products through GameStop, even though they already kind of have their own like shelves in GameStop. That makes sense. But they weren't really selling the retail items like a Surface, which is like an equivalent to a MacBook. They weren't selling those in the stores. But they pumped money into GameStop, which saved them from bankruptcy because they were about to close down during that time. And I don't know how much money Microsoft gave them back then. I really don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm guessing ever since they've been in a position where they were able to be sustainable in terms of day-to-day business. But from what I'm seeing in this article, they got $20 billion in debt. So like, how does this even make sense? And on top of that, the company is, from what I heard, 5 times larger. eBay is 5 times larger than GameStop. So normally when you do a buyout or you put a bid for a purchase for another company, you're usually the larger company out of the two, which makes sense because your market capitalization is a lot larger. You're able to take that company and absorb it into yours. But with this case, the CEO, Ryan Cohen, he was like, you know, normally a company, when they make a purchase for another company, you know, we get it, they're a lot bigger, but in our sense, we're the little guy. And he was saying, you know, they were offering up to buy eBay for $125 per share, which eBay's stock currently trades at $109. So he also chimed in on the fact that if eBay rejected this, that they would threaten to have a proxy fight. And I'm like, how the hell?
Proxy fight? So what does that mean?
I don't know if he's gonna get another corporation in on this deal or what, but I'm just like, why does this remind me of when Paramount wanted to buy Warner Brothers?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It sounds like this dude's trying to go all in on this. Wait, did eBay even say they were like selling themselves or like shopping around?
I don't even think so. This was just random. But from
So
what I heard,
GameStop just said, shit, I don't know, we want what y'all got and we trying to get y'all no matter what.
we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Choice is yours.
Bro, that's wild crazy, bro. But you know what's so crazy? How in the world so this guy said that he wants to rival Amazon, bro.
Yeah, he's saying like this deal is going to be something that puts them neck and neck with Amazon in a way. I don't know how that happens, but
my nigga,
you in debt. Amazon
barely could run fucking GameStop, bro. You talking about so you want to compete with Amazon? Unless he got some sort of super bright idea to like turn things around completely. I don't know, man. This
don't even make sense because on two fronts, you got one company that's trying to buy another company that's broke and in debt with $20 billion, and then you got another company that, well, they're struggling to really compete in their own market, which has me thinking they're not in a good position either. So you want to be in charge of two companies that are slowly dying? How does that make sense?
Exactly, bro.
In this situation, like, you can't turn two L's into a W. Most instances you can, but not this one.
See, Sammy, it would have been different if GameStop was like on their shit, and eBay was like kind of super down bad. But I feel like GameStop is in a worse position than eBay is.
I'm wondering if he might know someone from the desert.
Perimeter clear.
Because that's the only thing that can make sense to me is like he can get like he can get a care package to come in and it's like, I got enough money to buy you now. What are you saying?
Oh yeah, I mean that's how usually buyouts happen. You know, buyouts don't is not just one company, you know, buying out the other. Like there's like multiple like investors involved and bunch of other things that people put in money on top of the main company buying it, you know what I mean? So so GameStop probably has some powerful investors that are helping them come up with this money to you know, do a buyout on eBay.
Let me find out it's the Saudis again.
Not the Saudis again. That's crazy.
Perimeter clear.
Oh, they own EA. They own EA. They damn near own WWE at this point. Damn.
They own their own golf. Like,
No, man, it's pretty soon they're about to own the world, man.
yep,
Yeah, that is crazy. Actually, now that you think about it.
they do own a lot of oil too.
So I guess let's all go around, and I want us each to give what we think our chances of this happening,
Opening spot.
and if it happens, will it be successful? So I'm gonna start. I don't think this shit gonna happen. It's like a negative 10% chance. And if it does happen, this shit
Clear on time.
will not be successful whatsoever. Especially given the track record of GameStop. How the fuck
Come again. Same result.
how the fuck can anybody think that this is gonna be successful? So what about you, Mr. Sammy?
Oh man.
Let me take over.
I want to say I give this a 25% to 50% chance. I don't know what it is, but I think it's because there's so many unknown variables that we don't know about. We don't really know what's on the table. And because of that, I feel like, man,